Hey y'all, and welcome back to yet another episode of Money Making Honey, the podcast. It is me, the voice, Rai Broadnax. And as usual, I'm going to start the podcast off today with what I am grateful for. So today, you all, I am grateful for water. Yes, that's what I wrote in my journal today, that I am grateful for water. Like I said to y'all, every day, all the time, find something in every day to be grateful for. It can be something big, it can be something small. Y'all might feel like water is whatever, but I woke up thirsty as hell today and I had a water bottle beside me and I said, today I'm grateful for water. So yeah. So today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, and that's journaling. Lately, I've been being asked a lot about journaling, and I've had people around me saying, oh, I would journal, but this, that, and the third. So today I'm going to talk to you about journaling, my experience with journaling, why you should journal, how to start journaling, what to journal about, anything you may have a question about, I'm going to answer it in this podcast. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that. But before we do that, make sure you're following us at Money Making Honey Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you share this podcast with your friends. Make sure you're sharing this visual with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/Rai Broadnax. Make sure you following me on Instagram, Twitter, all those special places at Rai Broadnax, so we can stay connected. I truly appreciate you guys' love and support, and I'm working really hard to stay consistent with my podcast, with my YouTube and things like that. So I appreciate you all for listening and, sharing with other people, and also for, giving me that feedback and pouring it to me and telling me that you're enjoying it and that you listened and all those things. It means a lot to me. It really does. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pop up. Let's go ahead and jump into today's podcast. So like I said, we're going to be talking about journaling. I'm going to tell you guys about my experience. So I first started journaling back in early November of 2020, I believe. I discovered journaling. Well, I rediscovered it. From watching, so late October, early November is when I started my spiritual journey. I was going through some crazy things, coming to some crazy realizations or whatever. And I was watching a lot of like Iyanla, not the Fix My Life, but like just things that she had on the internet. Her, Eric Thomas, like motivational stuff. I was watching stuff to, kind of get my stuff together and things like that. And I found out about journaling from Iyanla. So that's where I got the idea to start journaling. Also, I believe around that time, this girl from my hometown that was a rapper, influencer, all those type of things like that. Her name is Braxton Baker. She unfortunately passed. So I was watching something. I know what it was. I was watching her service, her homegoing service. And I think her mother was saying that she dedicated an hour of her day every day to be with God or whatever. She made sure the first hour of her day, she dedicated it to being with God. So with all the things that I had going on, I feel like, that was a really good idea. That was something that was really smart. And it's just a way to, get my peace in the morning. So I figured as part of a routine, I would wake up in the morning, the first hour of the morning, not check my phone or anything, journal, read a little bit, and plan on what I was going to do for the day. And that worked out for me pretty well for a little while, but I didn't keep up with it. So that was the time that I was journaling, when I woke up in the morning or whatever. It was honestly helping me have breakthroughs. I've stopped journaling since then. I've picked it back up, I think like last October, when I decided I wanted to become a flight attendant. I was writing out like my manifestations and just motivating myself to keep going or whatever. And journaling, honestly, y'all, is how I manifested where I am today. Living in Atlanta, being a flight attendant, those things like that, which I planned on making a video just about that specifically, but that may have to wait. So, I personally just love to write anyway. I love my handwriting. I'm a sucker for a good pen. I'm a sucker for a good notebook, a good piece of paper. When I was younger, I used to write lists about stuff. I even had a journal once when I was younger, but I was young and I had a sister that liked to go through my stuff. So that could be a whole nother podcast topic in itself. But yeah, I've always liked to just like write stuff, write lists. I recently found like a list of goals I wrote for, I think, 2017 when I was deployed. And it was just like a bunch of stuff that I wanted to accomplish. And it's crazy because most of the things that were on it I have accomplished or I have tried, It was like I wanted to learn how to pan. Anyway, long story short, I just like to write. I like to write and write my things, into reality. And I think that I was younger doing that and not knowing it. I was doing it unknowingly. I was writing, I was manifesting my future and the things I wanted for myself and not even knowing that's what I was doing. So I want people to understand too, when it comes to journaling, anybody can journal. You don't have to be, men can journal, women can journal. You can journal at any age. You can be young. You can be old. You can be a single mother. You can be whatever. You can journal. Like, I had a friend tell me recently that she wanted to start journaling and writing, or like writing a book, actually. That's what she says more specifically. And she was like, but I want to wait till I get myself together. And I'm like, wait till you get yourself together. Wait till everything is perfect. Like, that's never going to happen. You write, you journal, you write to help you express yourself, to document the things that you're going through, to help you sort out what it is that you're going through and get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? Just as an outlet. It's so many reasons that you should just journal. You shouldn't be waiting for everything to be perfect to journal, because everything's never going to be perfect. So that goes for journaling, writing poems, writing a book, whatever you want to do. That goes outside of writing. That goes for anything. It's not no such thing as a perfect time. Like right now, it's not the perfect time for me to be saying, oh, I'm going to be doing 2-3 YouTube videos and I'm going to be pushing this, that, and the third and bring my brain back. It's not the perfect time, but that would never be a perfect time, okay? I'm doing it, and that's just what it is. So, I wrote here a few reasons for you to start journaling, just in case you're like, why should I journal? I'm going to give you some pros of journaling. Okay, so a great reason to start journaling, y'all, is that it will help you get organized and to develop a routine. So when you dedicate yourself to journaling every day, me personally, I like to journal in the morning. So it sets a routine for me. It helps me maintain a routine. I know that every day when I get up, I'm going to journal. So I journal first, and then I'll, write about whatever it is I want to write about. And then from there, I go to planning on my day, what it is that I want to get accomplished for the day. So it just helps me. It helps you to establish a routine. And then throughout your writing, it helps you get organized, because you can be sitting writing about what it is you need to accomplish, what it is that is bothering, what's on your mind, blah, blah, blah. So that you can get yourself organized and figure out what is going on in your life that needs to be fixed, okay, and where you need some order and some organization, okay? That's a great reason to journal, okay? The next reason that you should start journaling is because it is an outlet. You may not feel like you have somebody to talk to. Everything may not be appropriate to share with whoever else or anybody else. And it's just an outlet where you can write whatever you want to write, and you can be whoever it is that you are, and you can tell all of your truths, and you do not have to worry about any repercussions or, hurting anybody's feelings or anything. If you want to write about your kids getting on your nerves, you can write about that. Parents getting on your nerves, you can write about that. If you want to hit somebody, you can write about that. You can write about anything in this world that you want to write about. You don't have to worry about anybody judging. When you're journaling, it's you that journal and God. Everything that you're saying and expressing and feeling or whatever, you put it on that paper and you giving it to God. It's just a great outlet to not have to keep so much inside as well. Okay, so it's an outlet, meaning when you journal, it doesn't have to be, oh, today I did blah, blah, blah. You can write poems, you can draw, you can write secrets, you can write your prayers. Lord knows, I be writing prayers sometimes. I be needing to pray and write it out so that, that's the way I like to get it and send it over to God. I like to write it out. So it's just a great outlet. Journaling is a great outlet. It really is. Also a benefit of journaling, like I touched on in the last reason, is that you can be completely honest. You don't have to worry about if you're hurting somebody's feelings, or if what you're saying doesn't really look good on your part. Sometimes we have emotions and we go through things and we feel type of ways that aren't necessarily appropriate, or feelings or thoughts that would be well received by others. So you put it in your journal. Talk to God about it and leave it where it's at. Another reason that you should start journaling is because it's a great way to document your life and your progress. So like I said, my friend told me that she didn't want to start journaling and writing and stuff like that because she's not in a good place in her life. And I told her, your best writing may come out of right now. You know, good writing and poetry and things like that comes out of pain. It really does. You can write good stuff when you're happy, but really, what's better than expressing your raw, true emotions? There's never going to be a perfect time. Everything's not going to be perfect. So write now. And then you can document and look back on your life and what you were going through at this time and how you were feeling and see how far you have come. Like right now, I'm going through a very tough time, y'all. I really, really am. And I just leave it in my journal. I leave it in my journal because I know that one day I'm going to look back on it and be like, dang, this is what I was really worried about. And everything is okay. All right. Another reason that you should start journaling is so that you can just get stuff off of your chest. And like I think I touched on this anyway, and I was saying like things that you may not feel like you can share with other people and things like that. So those are plenty of reasons to journal. One of them got to work for you. Okay. Now, as far as sharing what's in your journal, that is up to you. I personally don't want to share my journal with people. I do share on social media sometimes if I write a prayer and a prayer is intimate, but if it's something that where I'm praying and I'm not putting names or something in it, then I will share the prayer. Like, I think I wrote a prayer just asking God, like, to remove some things for myself and improve me and work on me and things like that. I didn't, something like that, I don't mind sharing. I do share from time to time that I write daily in my journal, but there's a filter on my Instagram stories where I can blur it out so they don't see what I write. So you don't have to share what you write. A lot of people don't. But if you do want to write something to share with somebody else, like maybe you want to write a letter to your mom and you want your mom to read it or whatever, then that's fine. I do, however, know and kind of look forward to the fact. I ain't gonna say look forward because that sounds crazy, but maybe when I pass, people will read my journals, my children or anybody else, and I'm okay with that. But at this time, today, I'm not just like, here, read my journal. And that's up to you. You don't have to. So I'm very discreet about my journaling. Like I said, I do it in the privacy of my room. When I wake up, I journal. I'm not out here at the table with 30 other people writing in my journal. So it's up to you what you want to do. Okay. So yeah, we got reasons that you should get into journaling. Now we're going to get into how to start journaling. Very simple. Get you a nice journal and get you some nice pens. Okay. So my journals, I have like 4 or 5 of them because I have a journal for like journaling. I have one for my podcast. I have one for poetry, and I have one for like my business or whatever. So I got these from Target. I really love these. I think they were like $8 a piece. I think I went to Target a couple days ago and these same journals were like maybe $5. But they have nice thick paper on them. They come in different designs, like a hardcover. I really like the paper is nice and thick, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to handwriting and pens and writing, like I just love it. So the paper and everything gotta be right. The only pens I use are the Pentel RSVP pen. This is my favorite pen. They have them like in colors as well, which I need to get some more of those and some more of the colors. So just find yourself a nice notebook. I wouldn't recommend like going to get like a school notebook unless that's something that like appeals to you. Whatever you're journaling in, it needs to appeal to you. It doesn't have to be the most expensive journal out there, but don't just, be like, oh, I'm just going to pick this random thing. Unless you really like the school notebook type of thing, by all means, knock yourself out. But me, I love a nice little something that I could carry and I could pack up with me and stuff like that and carry with me. Because I don't play by my journaling. I'm just journaling every day, honey. All right. So the second thing you need to do, to start journaling is decide when you're going to write. So that way you're doing it consistently. I prefer, like I said, to wake up to do it in the morning because sometimes I write about my dreams and stuff like that. And I don't really have a bedtime routine. There's not a set time that I'm going to be going to bed. So I don't want to be like, I go to sleep when I go to sleep. Okay. I like to wake up and write about my dreams, write about what happened yesterday. So that's what works for me. If it works better for you that you are up at night and stuff like that, maybe you can start, writing at night. Just develop a routine that's going to help you stay consistent. It's going to be easy to remember, hey, I need to journal. If you pick, I'm going to journal when I wake up or before I go to bed, whichever works for you. For me, it's morning time when I wake up. Just the next thing you should do to start is to just write about whatever that you want. Don't feel like you have to be every day like, dear diary, today this, that, and the third happened. When I say write about whatever you want, write about whatever you want, okay? You can write about your day. You can write about heartache. You can write about recipes you want to try, things that made you happy today, things that made you sad, anything in this world that you want to write about. That just reminded me when I said heartache. Somebody wrote me about journaling. She was like, I started journaling, but I stopped because it started bringing up feelings about stuff that I was over and stuff like that. And I explained to her, I said, the fact that it's bringing those things up and you feel the need to journal about them means you're not necessarily over them. And then I explained to her as well, like, grief is a process, and it could be a loss. It could be any type of loss of a friend, loss of a job. It could be anything. Somebody could have died at the end of a friendship, something that happened in your childhood. If you want to journal about that, no matter how old it is, and if you thought you was over and you should be over, whatever comes to your mind, journal about it. Honor those feelings, because it may be something else in that issue that you had and that problem that you have not resolved, and you're on your way to resolving it and making a breakthrough. So don't think also that journaling is just something that's going to just completely uplift you all the time. If you're journaling and you are being intentional and you're truly journaling about the things that you are feeling and stuff, you may be journaling some things about feelings that don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? So be prepared for that as well. Journaling and spiritual work and stuff, you have to be willing to do the work. You're going to feel some sadness maybe, or you're going to remember some things that you maybe didn't want to remember or that you thought you were over. And it's okay because you're working through them. So you don't have to continue feeling those feelings and they popping back up on you randomly, okay? Also, when you start journaling, know and understand that you can write as much or as little as you want. I try to do a page, but sometimes I'll just have a little paragraph of what I wanted to say for the day. And that's perfectly fine. You can write as little or as much as you want. Don't feel like you have to write a whole essay and stuff every single day. Just write what it is that you want to write or talk about for the day. It can be a lot. It could be a little. Okay. The next thing is to always be sure just to write something every day. That's going to keep you in the habit. And that's why I said the last thing. It could be a little bit of something or it could be a lot of something. That's it. So with that being said, we got reasons to journal and how to start journaling. And now I'm going to give you guys a few prompts that I went and found. So every day for me, I write about something that I am grateful for. So every day in my journal, I start with, today I am grateful for blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be long and drawn out. I literally write one sentence. Today I'm grateful for blah, blah, blah. I might put, if it's a person or something, I might put, I'm grateful for blah, 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 because, and finish the sentence off. But usually it's just, today I am grateful for blah. I write the date. I write what time I start writing as well. Just, I don't know, just for the hell of it. So I have a few other prompts here for you guys in case you're just, you just want something to write about. So I found some of these on TikTok. And the first one actually I'm going to tell you about is the one that I started with when I was journaling. And it was one I saw from Iyanla. And it was every day for 21 days, you write, who am I? And you answer that question. And what it does is it helps you write to figure out who you are outside of the worldly things. So outside of me being a YouTuber or me being my mother's child or whatever the titles are that I have outside of those. And the more you write it, the deeper you'll get into like who you really are, like on the inside. Okay. And then after you finish those first 21 days of that, you get to what do I want? and you ask yourself for 21 days, what do I want? And for 21 days, you answer that question. You might be like, okay, that's going to change or whatever. I mean, I know what I want, or how's that going to help for 21 days? Your answer will start to change. I didn't even get to the second part. I only was doing who am I, and I think I lasted a couple of days because I stopped being consistent with it. But I was getting somewhere with that, actually. So I think I'm going to revisit that one as well. So the next few ones I actually got from TikTok from a girl named, her TikTok is at Jazz, JASS_MCG on TikTok. And these are the few that I got from her. So what do you have to offer someone that you haven't already given to a previous partner? Okay. List and set your intentions for the rest of the year. So that could be business wise, personal development, health, career, anything. List and set your intentions for the rest of the year. If you could give your child one thing in the world, what would it be and why? So that's for parents. So that's a topic that's going to dig into your parenting and what you want to do and who you are as far as a parent. And so, yeah, that's a few topics. And if you want more topics, Pinterest is a good place to look. You can always Google, but Pinterest is a really good place to look for like journaling prompt challenges or whatever. So, yeah. I think that was a pretty good and quick episode on why you should start journaling and how to start. And I hope that you guys got something out of this, and I hope that you guys will start actually journaling. And let me know, guys, what you think, and if you already journal, what your experience has been with journaling. And if you start after listening to this, give me an update. Like, let me know. Let me see what type of journal you get, what type of pens you like. Write me and let me know, okay? On Instagram, Twitter at Rai Broadnax, or of course at Money Making Honey, the podcast. Money Making Honey podcast on Instagram. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in my next episode. Bye.